Yiddish Kinderlach go to sleep each night singing the timeless words. B'Shem Hashem, Elokei Yisrael, Mimini Michal, Mishmoili Gavriel. The Kadmonim, drawing from the Medrash, teach that a Yid is always surrounded by Malachim. And then come the final words of that sacred song, Ume'achayrai Raphael, behind me, Raphael. If there's one phrase that captures the quiet miracle of the Mir Yeshiva since the passing of Rav Nosson Tzvi 13 years ago, it's precisely that. Me'achayrai Raphael. All that's been accomplished has only been possible because of the steady hand of our captain, our fearless leader in this holy work. Me'achayrai Raphael. Not just on the klal level, but on an individual level too. For so many of us, myself included, Ralph has been behind us, encouraging, guiding, building, and giving. So tonight, we offer a bracha that just as Ralph has stood behind us, may Malachim stand behind him. May he continue to lead, to inspire, and to carry us forward with strength, with mazel, and boundless bracha. It is my greatest kavod to call upon my dear friend Ralph Herzka to say a few words.
Thank you, Dovi, for your kind words. I can honestly say your Heilige Zayda, Reb Zev, would have tremendous nachas seeing what you have accomplished here this evening. Bereshus, the Rosh Yeshiva, the Mashgiach, Rabbanim, Talmidei Yeshiva, and dear friends. I stand here this evening as a shliach, a humble messenger of a very special chabura. The group of Balabatim who have come forward and said, Hineni, we are here, giving heart and soul, day and night, to carry this Heilige Makam Torah and allowing it to flourish. Raising funds for the yeshiva is never easy. But over the last period, it has been particularly challenging. But instead of giving up, our Chabur just intensified their efforts. Instead of complaining, they reminded themselves of just how fortunate we are. Yisomcheha Musha. I stand here primarily to give public Shevach Vayda to the Mir Yerushalayim. In 2021, we stood right here at this podium and made an announcement, proud and grateful they had managed to catch up and had paid the Chalukah that month on time. It was a monumental effort after several years of making sure that we would try to keep to a schedule. It was a tremendous accomplishment at the time, and we would hope to be able to maintain it. Let me just share with you some unbelievable news. We are up to date on our Chalukah. We have one goal, and that is a goal that has been set year by year. And the only way to reach a goal is when you have devoted people, like every single person that is in this room, every person that is in their office, every person that is in Eretz Yisrael, coming together and creating this tremendous sense of achrayus that we see here this evening. Here we are, 4 years later, 4 years filled with uncertainty and with obstacles. So much has changed, but this hasn't. Every month for the last 50 months, the people in this room have had the privilege of partnering with one another to ensure that our younger light, our precious younger light, can continue to do what they do. 4 years, we have not missed 1 month not being on time. As a matter of fact, we actually paid Chalukah today. As you can see from the small sign on the screen that was hanging in the yeshiva this morning, Kain Yirbu. Thank you, Hashem, for this chus. And thank you to everyone in this room that has made that possible. This time of the year lends itself to this sort of event. Days leading up to the Kabbalah Torah, and after Lag BaOmer, a renewed commitment to Bein Adam L'Chaverei, to focusing on the midos that the Torah demands. Derachei Adachei Noyam. That is the Torah of the Mir. The yeshiva is a place where Talmidim are exposed not just to the beauty of the sugya, but also the beauty of Talmidei Chachamim. It starts from the top. The Rosh HaYeshivas, the Rabbeim, the Younger Light, the sweetest people in the world, and it's contagious. Let me give you an example of the glimpse into the Mir. A chashuv American younger man, a Talmud of Rabbi Arieli, approached his Rebbe with a question. His in-laws live in Toronto. They were marrying a daughter during the summer, just after Tisha B'Av, in their hometown. Knowing how makbid Rav Asher was about leaving this man early, the Talmud had a dilemma. Do I leave after Tisha B'Av, which was not an option because it was too close to the chasana, or leave before the 9 days and miss a week of shir? Rav Asher thought about it and said, in the schus of not leaving for the week of shir, you will travel safe in the 9 days. The schus of Torah will protect you. The next morning, this younger man came into shir, into the Beis Medrash, and he saw Reb Asher learning, and Reb Asher saw him, and Reb Asher looked up to him and said, I'd like to speak to you for a moment. In the hallway, Reb Asher spoke gently with his usual humility. He said, you asked me a question yesterday, when to leave to Toronto, and I answered you, but I forgot to ask you one question. Does your family have what they need for the chasana? Is all the shopping being taken care of? And the younger man said, no, we were planning to take care of it right when we got back to Toronto. So Rav Asher said, if that's the case, you should leave before Rosh Chodesh Av. With that, he turned back and went back to his seat, to his chavrusa, to his sugya. Rav Asher, who lives in the world of Abaye and Rava, the Rashba, the Ritva, the Tzais and Reb Kiva Eiger, felt the unexpressed concern of the American younger man's family. Would they be prepared for the chasna? He heard the question the way he hears a diak in the words of a Rishon, not just words, but the depth beneath each word. That's the Torah of the Mir, pure Torah, a Torah that creates people of humility and sensitivity. This is true of the Mir, and is also true of all of those Zavulans fortunate enough to be part of the family. And many of you are here in the room tonight, and let's all give a round of applause to all the supporters of the Mir that are here tonight. I would also like to thank my very dear friend, Reb Shlomo Yehuda Rechnitz. Reb Shlomo Yehuda, your vast heart, your generosity, your warmth, you're a gift to the Torah world. May Hashem send you the special brachas reserved for the Mahzikim Ba. It is the song that you have taught so many to sing, and you sing it in the loudest voice. I would also like to welcome a very dear friend, Mr. Joachim Cohn, who came all the way from Paris. He's here with us tonight. Every year, Joachim and his father, Albert, host a Shabbos and dinner for the Mir in Paris. This year, I had the honor and privilege of being there a few weeks ago. It was so special. We can't thank him enough. And we look forward to joining you for many years. It should be a tremendous chus for your father, your family, what you do for the Mir and for Klal Yisrael. Chazal teach us that when a Yid gives thanks, it's always accompanied by a tefillah for the future. As we acknowledge the nisim that brought us to this point, we look ahead, davening for continued success and yet another ambitious project. Be'ezus Hashem, we are about to embark on something special. Please turn your attention to the video screen for a moment.
The Mir Yeshiva, aside from being the biggest yeshiva in the world, is also continued to maintain its purity. As a Bachar in yeshiva, you've got to walk the halls and see younger light, pure. Their whole life is Torah. They don't know anything else.
Mir Yeshiva is not just a base measure people learn. Yeshiva is a Dalet Amos Halacha, and part of the success of a Bachar is that he's not just in a base measure, but he's in the Dalet Amos Halacha. He's in a different rishos, in a different domain.
Unique opportunity just came up right before Pesach for the Mir to be able to add 568 beds for the Bachar to have a place not just to learn in yeshiva, but to live in the yeshiva. That will change the Mir Yeshiva for any Bachar that has the opportunity to be in the dorm.
The main purpose of a dorm in a yeshiva is that every part of a Bachar's day is part of the experience of Dveikus and Torah, part of the experience of coming to Mir Yeshiva.
When I learned in yeshiva, I had the schus to be able to get a bed in the dorm. It changed who I was. I didn't just feel like I'm in the Mir Yeshiva, I felt like I actually lived in the yeshiva. By investing in a dorm, you have the ability to make that Bachar.
It would be important, maybe critical even, for Bachar to be able to be totally immersed in the Torah experience.
Come join us in this historic opportunity to fulfill Reb Nosson Tzvi Zatzal's dream, to have the ability to give almost every Bachar the ability not just to learn in the yeshiva, but to live in the yeshiva.
Thank you, Shalom Stein and Michael Bauman, for taking the lead on this special, important project. We should see tremendous siyata d'shmaya, and this should be the beginning of many, many dormitory buildings that you take the lead on. Thank you very much. We now come to the final part of our program, the tribute to tonight's distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Alberto Saffra. Any experienced businessman knows that before going into a deal, you check the partners careful to make sure that they are honest, insightful, and reliable. In every generation, Hashem selects his partners, those he entrusts with his most valuable asset. Alberto, Hashem has chosen you to be his partner in this Makim Kadosh of the Torah in the Mir Yeshiva. He has chosen you as a partner, a trusted partner, and as great as your investment is, and it's been so generous and meaningful, the dividends are so much higher. Yeshiva Mir is like a vast ocean, one with streams that flow in many directions, sustaining and nourishing Yidden across the globe. Trust me when I say it is the greatest investment you will ever make, one that will bring you blessings to you and your family in this world and in the next world. V'samchel Musha, fortunate, privileged, and blessed. Before I conclude, I would like to thank a very close friend of the yeshiva, Mr. Mikey Cohn, who has been so incredibly helpful and is a very big part of tonight's success. Please direct your attention to the video screen for a tribute to Alberto's father, Mr. Joseph Saffra, Zichrono Levacha, which will be followed by remarks from Alberto, to be followed by a special presentation. Thank you very much.